Hello, this is Cody. Wanted to let you know that we are changing some stuff up with our Patreon, and we want your input. For folks who are patrons and also folks who are not patrons, we are asking what people want. That could be more bonus episodes, could be certain series that we cover specifically on the Patreon feed rather than the main feed, more things that are not as core to the show, like maybe the next season of You, or a different show altogether, or even back to books, a little book club, right? We want to know what you guys would want from Patreon subscription, and to help do that, we are offering a couple of free memberships to people who send us 5-star reviews on your preferred podcast app of choice. So if you email us at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com a 5-star review of the podcast, if you enjoy the show, we will set you up with a free month of the $7 tier, in which you get monthly bonus episodes. And there's also a huge backlog, so if you have been meaning to try it but have not, had the time or the funds to do so, take advantage of this, and you can kind of see what everything's all about. And of course, let us know what things you would like in the future so we can kind of shape it better to what you guys want. So we can make this all better and a fun little experience for everyone.
Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
I did just look at the date that this is coming out.
Oh. Yeah. Well.
We can't control that.
Sure. So. Yeah.
Listen, we've had our stance on Mondays for a long time.
Sure.
So
they can't take that away from us.
No, they can't. They cannot. So we don't need to hold space or anything. They need to back off. All right. First of all, welcome to 2025.
Ayo.
New Year, same us.
Yeah.
You're here. I know that a lot of people are treating this as the first day of this year.
Sure.
So if that is you, Happy New Year.
Which is how it should be. The first week is a fake week, right? Like the first few days, you're in still the gray zone. You're in the limbo zone.
Yeah, I think, having it be on a Wednesday is unfair for a lot of people, so I get it.
Yeah.
If you want it to start on Monday, then that makes sense, and I love that for you.
Yeah.
So, start it off by listening to your favorite show. We're here. Please don't be one of the lovely people that falls asleep and listens to this to go to sleep at night, because I don't understand you. I respect you, but I don't understand you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't talked to you all year. So how are you?
I'm here. I am just freshly raw from a 20-hour Amtrak. So this is kind of the energy that I'm bringing into this space, which really color our discussion of this episode, because I did watch that at 7 a.m. on a train this morning on my phone, with people definitely confused of what I was doing, and nevertheless we persist.
You are a trooper.
Thank you. Listen, I live and die for my craft. This is what I'm committed to the bit, okay?
Yeah.
My happy thing this week is not a show. It's not a piece of media. It is sounds so dumb coming out of my mouth. It is the concept of fish and eating them.
I don't think that's dumb at all.
Have y'all heard about this?
No, I think that's beautiful.
Because, I've been out of the game for a minute,
Sure.
And so, for the last few weeks, I have been introducing fish back into my diet. Because I need that protein. I need those omegas, My body's not... The tofu is not tofuing as much as it should. You know what I mean? And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's not her fault, So we'll do a little pivot, And, man... There's fish fucking everywhere. There's fish on everything. And it's awesome.
I've heard that.
It's pretty great. So I'm truly operating like a child, essentially, anytime I go to a restaurant or a grocery store, because I'm like, damn, there's more than 5 options when you get sushi. That's wild. You know what I mean? There's pages.
I do fuck with a cucumber roll, though.
No, absolutely. And does not negate the humble cucumber roll, nor the sweet potato roll. Absolutely. My diva's in my heart, for sure.
Yeah.
But my life is very different for the first time in, like, almost 10 years.
That opens up almost all of the sections of a sushi menu, some might
Absolutely. Say. Yeah, it's huge. And so now I'm just like, fuck, reminding myself of things I used to, like, eat or things I've never had since, you know, being an adult who eats things and makes things for oneself. Being like, fuck yeah, lox and a bagel? You kidding?
Oh,
shit goes so hard. Shit goes so hard. Did I pay way too much for that in New York City? Absolutely. But was it worth it? Of course.
But where else? You know?
And so I'm swimming with the fishes.
Catch Cody next in the fucking Red Lobster.
I will be the one to take it from bankruptcy. I'm going to save Red Lobster. I'm going to do it, okay? For everyone. So nobody needs to worry.
Do you remember back in my days, in the waiting room for a Red Lobster, they used to actually have lobster in a tank.
Yeah, they'd be just chilling.
Catch Cody in the lobster tank at your local Red Lobster.
Yeah. They're going to have to just peel me out of there, you know?
Damn, you really are channeling your water sign energy right now. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, it feels fitting. I've truly had so much crab in the last few weeks, which is great. Probably a little sacrilegious, but that's fine, you know?
No.
I'm not above thematic cannibalism, you know? That's okay.
Yeah.
So this is my truth. There's so many things I'm gonna make or gonna eat or gonna whatever and get my fucking protein up and get all my omegas or whatever the fuck. And we're living it. We're living, we're laughing. We're eating fucking fish, bitch.
I love that for you. If money was no object, I would straight up eat crab all the time. I crave it every day.
It's so
like
good.
I crave fish all the time. Like, I know that fucking mercury poisoning is a thing, so I don't eat salmon that much.
Yeah.
Or like tuna and stuff. Like, I do try to make sure that it is not. I don't go too hard in the paint, but I crave it all the time because them good fats for you. So I love that journey, and I would imagine there is not really an impossible burger version of fish.
Right.
It is hard to mimic those. Yeah. You can, obviously. You can do it with textures, but it's different than something like a burger or a steak.
Right.
The vibes are different.
Yeah. So, science has moved far for the other arenas, and that's great. Yes. I love that. But, like, I think it's going to be a minute before we get some innovation in the space there. But this is my truth.
I'm so proud of you, man. I love that. You're in good company. That is not a silly thing at all. That is truly island time.
Yes, true. I'm leaning into it. Absolutely. I'm really committing.
You got me craving lox so bad right now.
It's so fucked up. Yeah, now that I can have it, I'm just like, fuck, I gotta figure out a reasonable plan financially and for my stomach, you know, so it doesn't like reject it. But God, is it fucking good. God really knocked it out of the park with that one. Got in one.
They really did.
Just fucking, he just crushed it. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm here.
Love that.
I'm here. I'm alive. Listen, I'm bringing a happy thing this week. I'm standing in my truth. I just want to put a big asterisk on it because I love it and it's great. Yeah. However, a problematic thing about me is that I love a American propaganda show.
Yeah.
A la a West Wing.
Sure.
A la a Designated Survivor.
Yeah.
Okay? I can view it with a very critical lens of like, this is the biggest of propaganda.
Yeah.
But I fucking love a thriller. I love a procedural. Okay? Yeah. Arrest me. Okay? Is it a crime?
Sorry. They make them delectable like candy, okay? I get why it works.
Sorry. Sorry that when it's made well, it's good TV, okay?
Yeah.
With that in mind, my happy thing this week is the show The Diplomat.
Okay.
Now, I had no idea about this show. The only context that I had going in is that someone that I follow on TikTok was using the main character, played by love of my life, Carrie Russell.
Yeah.
Was making fun of this character because she is literally an American ambassador, right? High up American government official who dresses like absolute trash all the time.
Incredible.
And it's relatable, right? But that is the only thing I knew about her, is that like they had posted a scene where she was getting absolutely dunked on, of like, why do you have coffee stains on your shirt? Why is your hair undone? You look like a mess. Only thing I knew about the show. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to put it on in the background. I'm going to play Civ. It was during Christmas, right? So I was like, I'm not going to pay attention to this. I've got to conquer worlds. I got so wrapped up into this fucking show and the twists and turns in it. First of all, the whole cast is hot.
Yeah.
So that's annoying. But there's 2 seasons, and apparently there's a 3rd season coming. But
okay,
it kept me on the edge of my seat. It's got that like, it's got those thrillers, and I love, I got that pattern recognition. So I was clocking everybody. I was like, who's the suspects? What's going on? But it had me locked and loaded. Plus, it has a pretty cast. If you can just set aside the fact that they're like America.
Right.
I will say, when you get to season 2, the absolute love of my life, Allison Janney, is in it.
Oh,
and because of the fact that this is a political show, right? Yeah. Miss Ma'am getting back into a political show, you know that when she gets on those monologues, it's just like that's her home base, right?
That's where she thrives.
Let her talk for 2 minutes about countries. Let her point at maps. Aaron Sorkin set this woman up for success to be able to do this, right?
Let her filibuster for as long as she needs.
My God, please. So, it's very good. I highly recommend it. And I just wasn't expecting to like it. And so, when the bar is low and it goes above that, very good.
Hell yes. I love this.
God damn. Okay, we have 2 pieces of news here.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited to have this movie corner here.
Oh my gosh. It's been a long time coming, it feels.
Don't.
What? Jinx it with the Mickey Satine stuff? Yeah, true.
Don't.
That's fair. That's a fair complaint.
It's also the first year without the Eras Tour. Whenever you say that, I just get fucking goosebumps.
Oh my God.
Could you please take us to Movie Corner?
Absolutely. We got a pew 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 K-Stew corner. Oh.
Pew, pew.
Because we finally have the trailer for Love Me, which is the movie that she is in with Stephen Yeun. And I am so fucking excited for this.
I could have never imagined when we knew the log line of this.
Yes.
Of like buoy and satellite. My brain could have never imagined this trailer.
Right.
It is some galaxy brain perfection.
Yeah, I was wondering too how they were going to, because the only thing we truly knew was like, oh, it's, a buoy and a satellite, and it's like a love story, but it's also, technology, the future, whatever. And to kind of have that through the lens of what seems like this sort of very, 2010s era YouTube daily vlogger, family vlogger, like, ethos, which, by the way, wild to see Kristen doing that. Too real. Very triggering, but also like the way that she can kind of snap into that was a little terrifying. Just like a tad bit for me.
I need to know the background research.
Yeah.
She was provided.
Yeah.
Because Kristen locked in too well for me. Oh
my God. Yeah, she was on that Ingrid Nicholson, Zoella grind for sure, for research.
Literally.
Absolutely. But I'm very excited for this. This looks very interesting. I love these people. They're very hot, obviously, which is huge for cinema. But I think this will be very, very topical, you know? A lot of kind of the stuff that Kristen has been doing as of late, of like a little weird, a little just like thinking about stuff, you know?
I'm immensely excited. I think it is I was already locked in when we had this log line, but to see it come out in this trailer, I'm even more excited. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people obviously drawing comparisons to WALL-E, which, like, yes, and I love to see these two people. I love to see hot people getting together. But I'm immensely excited to see where this goes. Yeah. In this film. And I'm just excited. My wildest dreams could not have imagined this. Yeah. Just thank you, art. Thank you for something new as well.
Hell yeah. And
oh my God. I'm so excited. I love it. I love film.
Yeah. Film.
I love the cinema. This last piece of news is unexpected that dropped in the last couple of days. ColourPop.
She's at it again.
So ColourPop has announced that they are dropping their New Moon collection. Mm-hmm. I, unfortunately, am very excited for this because New Moon is my weak spot.
Sure.
And this is more warm tones, which I wear. So things that they're showing here, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, sure. Everything so far has looked really good. I feel really bad for all the no-buy baddies that set up really aspirational goals about 6 days ago. And now they're like, fuck.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But everything that they've dropped as of us recording this looks great. I haven't seen a palette yet. Yeah. As of us looking at this. But I imagine this might appeal a little bit more to the general public than the Twilight drop that we looked at last time.
Yeah, because I feel like this makes more sense, and especially how they're like marketing this one. Mm-hmm. Makes more sense of like a lot of people's complaints of the first one that were like, where are the greens and browns and like the vibes of that thing, which obviously this is kind of like leaning more into like the forest energy and landscape kind of stuff, which I think is a smart move. Because, you know, that Twilight one was just like, what if it was all blue, right? Like, just, what if you just had, 18 blue eyeshadows and really shimmery things? And everyone's like, okay, well, I mean...
Yes,
it'll be cool to have, I guess, to just look at, maybe. But, the girlies might get treated a little bit more of the browns that they were looking for.
It makes me immensely excited now to start thinking about where they're going to go for the other movies. So my brain is already starting to spin that. But I'm curious. I'm curious if this was already the plan when they had drafted for the Twilight launch, or if they were like, oh fuck. we need to circle back.
When they do a palette that's like more of those like reds and stuff for the Volturi, like, are you kidding? That one goes that'd be so flames. So flames.
I can't wait for Breaking Dawn. And in the palette, it's You Imprinted on My Daughter.
Oh my god. Yeah, if that's not like the little illustrative quote on the flip bag, then we have a problem, ColourPop, okay? Leaving money on the table if you don't do that.
It's just, all I'm saying, ColourPop, is like, I know that you had to spend a lot of money at licensing all of these trademarks from Stephanie, but like, hey, we're here.
Yeah, hey. The primo beauty influencers. It's not an audio-only podcast.
Listen,
I'll do a full look and just not record it, and you'll just feel the energy. of the Stephanie
all I'm saying
look
is,
on my
like,
face.
you have a lot of ColourPop. All I'm saying is I know that you have a lot of beauty influencers, but have you reached out to Twilight only media? No.
Right.
I checked your email.
Missing out.
That's all I'm saying.
D2C, baby. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, so fuck this episode.
Yeah, so...
This is what we get when we take, like, 3 weeks off from recording.
We always
and
do
I come
this,
back,
right? This
and
always...
I get... And then I want to go sit in fucking traffic, actually.
Yeah. It's always like, I kind of forgot what happened last week. Let me watch a little recap. I'm sure everything's going to be fine, and I'm not going to have my heart ripped out of my chest. And whoops, sorry. Just kidding.
Yeah. I love when the recap is mostly just Tyler.
Yeah.
And then just a fucking real quick moment about Rick and Elena not having her feelings figured out.
Sure.
And then what actually the episode is about. Which, love the writers for always having, like, very overt titles to the episodes. But this whole episode is about the poem of Do Not Go Gently Into the Good Night.
Yeah.
Where Elena and Jeremy are begging their only familial figure, hey, please don't die.
Yeah.
We actually need someone. And he's like, nah. No. Okay, bye. Like,
Oh, God.
but sure, let's keep the recap on fucking Tyler, actually.
Yeah. None of this is relevant. We don't need to circle back to that. We can just let's focus on the Tyler shit.
I'm gonna go sit in traffic, actually, because why? This is what happens when this fucking town has events. When we have dances, nothing good happens. Have they not learned?
God, and Caroline is out here busting her ass, as per usual.
Always.
And...
Building up the strongest resume of all time.
Right. Like, she's got every party planning committee on lock. Okay? Booked and busy. And can't catch a fucking break.
Nope. Do you know who really got fucked this episode? I mean, everyone. Sure. But Rebecca is the one who wanted to do the 20s.
Yeah, and she couldn't even go. She couldn't even
go. Caroline had to settle on 20s.
Yeah.
And then Miss Ma'am dragged her own brother to this dance. Yeah. He didn't want to go either. Nobody wanted Klaus there. Yeah. And she died. He's in her coffin. Didn't even get to go to the dance.
It's so fucked up. Like, Caroline had to make all these last-minute adjustments. It's like, fucking fine, because we're not doing a split 2070s party, because that makes zero sense. So what we're gonna do is just do your thing. And she can't even show up, because she, gets taken by her body gets taken by the soul of her mother, and then she's gone in the coffin. Right. So she can't even fucking go. I do love to, like, at the beginning of this episode, like, Klaus is, like, moodily painting or whatever. And Rebecca, aka Esther, walks up and it's like, hey, bitch, you going to this dance? And he's like, no, like, I am an adult. I'm a vampire. I'm not going to a high school dance for a school I'm pretending to go to. Like,
the only base thing he's ever said.
Yeah. But he's so fucking digmatized for Caroline that he's like, well, if you think she'll like it, it's like, bro, what? Get out here.
It's so nasty. Klaus, this episode, thankfully he wasn't in it a lot.
Yeah.
Weirdly, Klaus and Damon weren't in it a lot.
Yeah. And yet they were all part of the narrative very explicitly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Damon, I'll talk about Damon later. Damon had some very heart-wrenching moments. Klaus, thankfully, was not a load-bearing part of this narrative, which I appreciated. But the moments that he had were oddly, I don't know, kind of used as comedic relief. Because in that same scene, he was like, oh, well, we'll grab the doppelganger and be off by sunset. And then when he actually gets to the dance, his way of trying to make Bonnie work faster is that he's not actually doing it, but he's like pretending to kill Jamie, or he's like threatening to kill Jamie. And it's like, Klaus, you're so petulant all the time. And this man pisses me off all the time.
Yeah. God.
I don't like it. But thankfully he was kind of a throwaway. Yeah. Honestly, Matt did more this episode than he did.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, Matt also continues to get brought into the narrative as if this is, like, a love quad. Which is like, this is not the situation that is happening. Why are we insinuating this? This has never been part of the lore of... Or just what we've literally are seeing with our own two eyes in front of us. Like, what is happening? Question mark.
Matt is literally just there.
He's just there, and that's fine. That's not a crime. But, like, don't be like, oh my god, he's an important, like, part of this dynamic. It's like, I don't think so. I don't think he is.
He's just trying to save up enough money to get out of this town. And he is just being pulled in, very similar to Bonnie, actually, of just being pulled in of like, oh, you're human, so the salt doesn't work against you. So we need you to go try to kill Esther. And he's like, I mean, fuck it, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I got nothing else to do. This party's dead,
right.
So I guess I'll just, do that.
Yeah.
I'll be your bitch boy.
I need you to help acclimate Jeremy back in and help get him a job. I guess. Yeah. Sure. I've got nothing else to do.
Poor Jeremy this episode, too.
Listen.
Because, listen. I'm happy he's back or whatever, but like this?
It's his first day, essentially, back.
Yeah.
Right? You put the love of my life in suspenders, and then you make him cry? Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and he's obviously got a lot of unresolved things going on.
He misses his dog. Where's his dog?
Yeah. His fake friends that weren't even his real friends from fucking Denver. He had, a life there, but it was a kind of a fake one, and that sucks. And then coming back to your original pretty shit life as well. Being like, damn, all these bitches are annoying and bad and hate me and hate everyone. This sucks. I can't really fit in anywhere. And now his second dad
dies. What the hell?
And
he could have stayed in Denver.
He keeps losing the paternal figures in his life, or mentors, any variety of that, right? They're all just like, cool, let me have a profound impact on you, and then bye, I'm out, right? Over and over and over again. And Jeremy keeps walking in on often Elena talking about stuff that he should just stop walking into, because as soon as he eavesdrops, he's going to find out shit that he does not want to know about and get mad about, which is allowed, but also save your heart. Protect your heart, my guy.
If this was a plan to try and acclimate Jeremy back into Virginia, it is not working.
No.
This was a very failed attempt.
Yeah.
And it is not Elena's fault. Elena's having a really shitty time here.
Absolutely.
We see her... This is more of a testament to the costume department, but we see her throughout the course of this episode. Her dress, falls apart. And I was really proud of the costume department that we see throughout these, 42 minutes that her hair continues to fall. And I'm glad that they kept that continuity.
Yes.
There's a moment where she actually takes her headband off, but I was really glad that was something that they paid attention to, because it felt realistic.
Yeah.
That her, she had pinned up, and she has really long hair, so it made sense that naturally throughout all of this scuttlebutt, it would naturally start to fall on there. And I kept noticing it, because I was like, damn, they really paid attention to that. And usually that is something that would go you wouldn't pay attention to that. And I was very proud of them for doing that, not only with her, but even Caroline. That was something that happened as well.
When she had the super tight up kind of hair. But everyone's hair this episode was kind of freaking it in a great way.
They all looked amazing.
Yeah. They locked the fuck in for this. The hair and makeup department. Absolutely.
It was something where, all of the women looked great. weirdly, Tyler was a little bit more 20s-esque than, like, Stefan was.
Yeah, Stefan did not commit to the fucking bit, which
No.
is my number one complaint of him always. Which I do appreciate they do acknowledge at one point as being like, yeah, we're kind of useless. It's like, yeah, dog. There's a whole lot of, there's nothing I could have done in this episode, you know? And your whole lives, you useless motherfuckers. Yeah. But, like, yeah, that whole fit, it's like, okay, dog. Like, I know you're excited because Elena, quote-unquote, chose you. Blech, whatever. Boring. Snooze. Who cares? And it's like, brother, put on, is there not any, I know this is a triggering time for you in history or whatever. I get it. You got trauma. That's fine. But, like, I don't know. You can have a little fun with it. You can reclaim that shit. Live a little.
You're telling me that neither you nor your brother owns a pinstripe suit?
Yeah.
I
come on.
refuse to believe that.
Yeah. Get out of town.
Come on. That feels fake to me. The costuming was definitely something that I appreciated. I thought especially Bonnie and Jamie looked beautiful.
Yes.
And getting to see Jamie, who I guess just now is in Mystic Falls. Like,
sure.
I mean, I guess without Abby there, he's like, well, sure. I appreciated Jamie this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the moment where he was like, hey, so these people, the group of friends you hang out with are wild.
Right.
Like, I don't want to judge you. This is my first time meeting everyone, obviously. So, like, they're great or whatever. But why? Why these people, Bonnie?
It's like, listen, love and light, and, like, sometimes you can't you choose your friends, you know, and you're just kind of stuck with them. Right. And you have a profound love for each other, but what the fuck, dog? What is this? Like, I'm cool with all the witch stuff. I'm cool with all the vampire stuff. Like, that's fine. Whatever. Chase your bliss. But these are some real pieces of shit. Which real.
Yeah, he makes it very clear, like, it's not necessarily because they're creatures. He's like, no, they're just fucky. Like, I don't...
Yeah. They're kind of just assholes.
Right. It sucked so bad because at the beginning of the episode I was really happy. We got to see Bonnie. She was laughing. She was dancing. She was smiling. And then by the end of the episode, full ass 180. Hate it.
Yeah.
Why? And we've talked about this so many times. I hate this aspect of Esther's character of using the Bennett family line. But to have her... I was already annoyed enough with it being that she was tapping into a black maternal magic line.
Yeah.
But now you're possessing a black woman. Feels very Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah. No, literally. It's like, what do you actually... Especially given her whole character is like, I'm the original witch, which is like, that's not the truth, Ellen, right? Like, that's just like historically no shot, right? It feels a little weird. Feels a little not great.
I hate it.
The implications are not good. Don't love them.
I hate that it is Bonnie's blood that turns Rick.
Oh my god. It's...
Like, why?
Yeah. What's your fucking problem? What's your fucking
why is
problem?
That? Because that is not something that Bonnie would ever be okay with. We know how she feels about vampires.
Right.
We know that Rick would never be okay with that. Both from, like, they are in community with each other as, like, vampire hunters, right? And magical creatures. That's also his student, so gross.
Right. Yeah.
But then, in the context of that, right? Adult white man, minor still, I think, for Bonnie.
Probably.
Still, but like a high school black student. I don't like it. It makes me weirded out, and I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And it's all like, Esther's fault.
Right.
And
Yeah, for sure. Esther is so sick and twisted in this episode for many reasons, but like it was so nasty watching her like have that scene with Rick and Elena. And Elena's like, I can't fucking do this, like you'll have to kill me. I will not give my blood willingly. And she's like, bet, I don't need your permission, basically. And like is able to like mind meld her skin open and have blood be pouring out so she can like grab her and put it over the, you know, bowl or whatever, the magic bowl. And it's like, what?
It felt like the first time I watched the Avatar episode with bloodbending. It made me so uncomfortable.
Totally.
Seeing that.
Yeah. It's like such a nasty, visceral, like, oof.
Whenever they do that fucky stuff with blood, and it's not to say that it's the blood part, right? I've watched gory stuff. It's specifically magic and internal fluids like that. I don't, absolutely not. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I know, Esther. Esther, you've got to be carrying, like, there's a stick in this room, you know? Like, there's absolutely something that you could have broke Elena's skin with.
Yeah.
She's getting stronger, but I know that girl bruises like a peach. You could have broken her skin.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
it's
for
just like
you to
the
use
audacity.
your magic is gross.
It's like, I don't even have to, I can do all this and not even touch her. It's like, oh, gross. Nope. That's just some expert level sicko mode shit, and I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it. And I hate the fact that Esther is like using, because this isn't Rick at this point, right? That's not Rick. It's like Rick on sicko mode.
Right, yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm going to turn him into a being, an original. And for Elena in that moment to be like, you don't even know him. Get fucked. Like, that's absolutely not something that Rick would want. And for Esther to be like, oh yeah, well, every time that he died, I was there. And I was manipulating him for him to be his true self. Ew. Esther.
Yeah. Gross.
You are somehow, I didn't think this was possible. You're somehow worse than Klaus.
Yeah.
You have moved up on my shit list.
Ooh, I'm starting to think the apple's rotten right to the core, you know?
No, literally. Wait, hold on. Everyone shut up. Did Charlie
Wait
a second. Did Charlie write Brat because the Vampire Diaries?
It's all connected.
Because that would connect some dots for me, personally.
Yeah. It's actually a concept album that is heavily inspired by the events of the Vampire Diaries.
That would make some, that would connect some dots for me personally.
It's also just so fucked too of the whole Rick of it all, right? Because like,
listen,
for many reasons, obviously, but like, and I should have seen this coming because it was starting to feel too good. Of like, not good, but like closure, right? And
oh yeah,
you know, with him and Damon, because Damon's like, cool, you're gonna die in here, I'm just gonna like kind of chill outside for a while you do that, because that's gross, so you have fun in there. And what's her name? I forget her name. The Meredith, yes. It's like, hey man, do you think he actually wants that? You should probably just sit by him or whatever. And Damon's like, ugh, I guess, whatever. And they have this like cute, beautiful little moment.
It was gay.
It was very gay, and he also like finally gave him an actual apology after his like worst apology of all time to Rick of being like, hey, sorry that you felt weird that I killed you twice, you know? Like, it actually was like, hey, let me just say some final words or whatever. And Rick was like, are you gonna tell me a dream? Give me a dream? And they drink together, and they're just chilling. And it could have been like, boom. Okay, that's a beautiful way to end. Yeah.
I got so mad because first of all, I was like, I don't want to talk about this on the podcast.
Right.
This is making me too emotional. So I was mad at whoever who voted for us to watch the show. So first of all, fuck you all. Second of all, I was mad because I know there are people who have watched the Vampire Diaries who have not watched Supernatural. and have shit on Supernatural on principle.
Sure.
If any of you motherfuckers watched this scene in particular and cried over it, this scene with Rick and Damon is all of Supernatural. That's it.
Show.
That's the show. So you're judging something and you don't even know. You don't know. You don't know anything, actually. And is that show good? No. But you don't understand.
Right. It's all connected.
I've been in the trenches, okay? Yeah. I'm so glad that you brought this up, though, because I agree with you. It was around when Damon actually went into this crypt.
Yeah.
I knew. I was like, I knew something was off and that Rick actually wasn't going to die, because I was like, this is getting too gay and the writers aren't going to just like let this lie.
Right. Yeah, we got to explore this a little bit more.
And I'm going to sit and I'm going to be happy with it. But I was like, they're not going to let this lie. Because this was the second moment this episode where my spidey senses went up. The first one was with Klaus and Stefan. And we've talked about this several times with these two. That something's happened. Especially in the 20s, which Stefan likes to repress. But Klaus straight up, this episode, said, "We're strange bedfellows, you and I." And
what if I just died and laid into traffic?
I'm just saying that Klaus didn't want to go to this dance anyways. And he tried to dance with Caroline and it didn't work because Caroline was like, "Go fuck yourself. How dare you say that that the small town and this small town life is like provincial for me and I'll get bored of it," even though that's right. But she doesn't want to hear it from Klaus. And I'm just saying that like maybe Klaus seeing Stefan in these older clothes, even though he wasn't in them, may have stirred something up for him. But then to have this scene where somehow it went from like having one candle to now like 1,500 in the crypt. Weird how that happened. When Damon walks in and they're sharing these last moments together, I wanted to die, actually, because it was very sweet, but also because how many times does Damon have to watch people that he loves die? You know?
Yep.
And I think that there was a brief moment of levity when he was talking to Meredith. I think Damon was like, "Oh, I'd offered to snap his neck." And I'm honestly surprised that Rick, because he's back to being Rick at this point, not Rick sicko mode.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't take that, because why would you do a sedative and like draw it out?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. It's good for TV.
God.
But this moment here of him being like, "Oh, I've actually been thinking about cutting back on alcohol," when he's legitimately dying, was very good. It just was very painful. I mean, Rick, obviously, like, he went out slowly. It was not painful for him, of course. But for Damon, having to see another person in his circle die is...
Yeah.
When is he going to crash out for real, you know? Is my worry.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a lot left in him, for sure.
And I think that this episode wants us to definitely consider it, because they're using the fray, which is really fucked up.
Yep.
Of them.
Nasty work.
And then, which was really nasty. And then the part that them choosing to use medicine this episode was one of the most painful things that they could have done. To underscore Elena, who's very much like not processing her grief. And it's just like, "No, I just need to like clean out this classroom because I don't need some like fuck ass janitor to find all these stakes and then freak out." I don't know about you, but I was emotional solely because of the song and what Elena was going through.
Yeah.
Elena and Stefan in this moment did nothing for me.
You can feel them trying really hard.
They are, yeah.
And that's less compelling to me because I see it. I see the smoke in the mirrors. I see it.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, yes, obviously this is an emotional moment. It's nice that he's around and not like an evil person, whatever. The bar's on the floor, right?
Yeah.
So it just feels a little inauthentic for her to even have, making the choice at the beginning of being like, I want to go to the dance with you, whatever. Like, that's fine, whatever. Shit with Damon is complicated, and like, you don't have to have all that figured out, and Stefan is a safe, reliable choice sometimes. So I understand there's history there, at least, so it feels familiar and safe, even if it isn't. But it's just like, girl needs to figure this out, and that takes time, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just not buying the like, Stefan will always be there, because he's not dependable, and he's often not there. Right? So that's just like fiction. This is not like the real world in which they're living in. This dichotomy of like, ooh, Stefan is put together and knows his shit, and Damon's just like a fucking trash fire. It's like, these are both trash fires. Are you kidding? And like, Elena loves just slopping up and being in the pigsty for sure, and that's great. Love her to death. But like, these are not like wars that are based in any reality here.
I get why, for television, why Stefan would bring her to the gym.
Yeah.
But in reality, if I was Elena in this moment, and my date in this moment, not even my boyfriend, but my date in this moment, who I have a ton of history with, was going to take me away from what I'm doing in this moment, which is not only purposeful, but also very much the only thing I have right now keeping me from processing the grief, which I very much can't do. And he's like, hey, what if we go to the gym and we relive a moment that's important to me? I would freak the fuck out.
Right.
Like,
it's like, excuse me, sir. Know your place, all right?
Your job right now is to help me.
Yeah.
Right now. Not, let's go look at this light that's important to you. Like, what?
Right. Like, at the very least, just hug me and tell me I'm pretty, and then we're done, okay? I don't want to go on escapades from your past lives. For a metaphor, okay? That's not the time, okay? I don't have any more room in my brain space right now. For your
She is making it abundantly clear right now that she does not, like, now is not the time that she wants to break down and cry.
Right.
She
and
needs to do that.
Yes.
She cannot do that right now.
And it's like,
why
obviously,
are you doing that?
Physically manifesting her of being like, I gotta get all this shit that Rick has in his classroom because, like, they're gonna think that he's a vampire hunter and that he's dead and, like, all of his shit's gonna be here. And, like, I have to just focus on the task at hand right now because she's obviously just, like, throwing everything to the side to have a focused objective to not think about it. And Stefan's like, hey, baby girl, how about we just, like, take a little walk-see? It's like, fucking stop, or be helpful. Just, like, this is not, like, obviously I'm going through something right now.
One of us has super speed.
Right.
Why don't you lock in right now?
Yeah, you could twirl around the room once and all of these stakes would be in these duffel bags. Okay, sir? So how about you stop, judging me for the way I'm processing this trauma? And how about you just get up, get your ass up and work? Yeah. Elena's really just like, nobody wants to fucking work anymore. God.
No, literally. He's just like, how are you feeling right now? And it's like, I swear to God, Stefan.
Right. It's like, I'll kill you. I don't know how, but I'll kill you.
I'll kill you with my bare hands.
You seem to be under the impression that I am not in possession of all of Rick's vampire hunting devices, so I'm not afraid.
I'm holding all these vampire killing things, but I'll kill you with my goddamn bare hands if you
I'll
don't
do it.
shut
One
up.
more word, Salvatore. Goddamn. I swear.
Go start the car, Stefan. He's just, like, in the way, and it pisses me off.
Yeah. Ugh. The worst thing.
And the idea, the presumption that, like, he is the one who's always going to be there when Damon is the one in this episode. Not always, but specifically in this episode, who is with Rick when he dies. Yeah. Who is that guy? Mm-hmm. Fuck off, Stefan.
Yeah. What did you do? Barely even muster a 20s themed outfit? Okay. Yeah. Cool.
You got your fucking tie from Kohl's? Go away. You piss me off. It's just... I had said this, I think, in our last episode, that I wasn't sure where we were going with the finale.
Yeah.
I feel a lot clearer now.
Yeah.
That we have an original... we have an original vampire. I don't even... I mean, yeah, he's an original vampire, but he's like a fucking... He's a GMO original vampire. Like, he's...
Right, yeah.
He's a version 2.
Yeah.
Rick's very scary this way.
Oh my god. I'm so nervous, but I am glad that we are not seeing the last of Rick in this moment.
Same.
But I am scared for what that dog he has in him right now, because that's going to be
scary.
A lethal combination.
Here's what I'm worried about, though.
Yeah.
Is because now we know about ghosts, is like when this season wraps up, like we know next... when we go to the end, which presumably they're trying to say is, like, we need to get rid of Rick.
Yeah.
We know now ghosts exist. So, like...
Right.
Is he... is that dog in him just going to become a ghost? I don't know anymore.
Is it just going to permeate through the walls? He's like, you can't get rid of me, bitch.
Right, I'm in your walls. I'm scared. Who's to say? I don't know, man.
Speaking of really scary things, how are you feeling about the just turning up the heat a little bit of Klaus and Caroline?
Man,
a little bit.
I'm the only thing I agreed with this past episode was when Tyler was like, "Oh, is he gonna draw you another fucking picture?"
Dude, that made me laugh so hard. I am not often a fan of Tyler. This is on the record. But that did make me laugh so hard because he is so jealous of Klaus. And it's like, I need my girl. This is my girl. This is my turf, bitch. I run this West Virginia town. Fuck you. We're gonna be prom king and queen together and go to state schools and fucking live our goddamn creature lives, and it's gonna be awesome.
Right.
And he just is... he's still so hung up on the picture that Klaus drew for her, and he's like, oh, he wants to dance with you and he wants to intimidate me. What the fuck is he gonna do, draw you another little picture? It's like fucking gold. Incredible stuff.
We don't see, but the deleted scene is Klaus just like quickly folding up a drawing that he had and putting it in his back pocket, like, oh damn, he got me.
Right. It's like, fuck, foiled again. Yeah, he like shoves it in his locker. He's like, god damn it, he's too good at this.
Fuck. Yeah, I hate it. I'm sorry to all of y'all shippers. I'm sure that I would have felt differently at 18, but I see through it so easily.
Right, because he's doing all this shtick of, like, you know, I gave you an offer, and, like, you're probably not ready for it, but, like, you're gonna realize in however many years or months or whatever that, like, this small-town life with your small-town boyfriend just won't be big enough for you because you shine like a beautiful baby star. And it's like, bleh. Like, okay, great. Like, she could figure that out about her high school boyfriend anyway. She does not need you. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like, relax. She's going to come to that conclusion in general, probably. And you don't have to meddle in that. And also, you're not a great alternative either, so... Right.
I think Caroline deserves a lot better than the current choices that are offered to her.
Yeah. She needs to go to college and be gay.
That is all I want from her.
That's what she needs. It's what she deserves. It's not going to happen, and it's fucked up. But, like, God.
It's not only the accurate truth, but it's also truth that I know that would make her dad just shake in his grave.
Absolutely,
and that makes me proud.
Right, like, just over and over, double down on, like, the things that he was for sure judging her for. Like, she needs to be president of a sorority and have a torrid love affair with a woman in there and really just get her shit rocked and figure it out. Something huge about herself.
She is gonna join an a cappella club, and it's who Pitch Perfect was really about.
Oh my god. Yeah. She's got a cup song
run that
her
thing
way
like
into
army.
lesbian romance. Yeah, she would. She really would.
Oh my god. So I'm nervous about next week. I'm
scared.
It's the penultimate for this season. It's titled Before Sunset. Bonnie looks alive.
Yeah.
Which is all that matters to me.
Yeah.
However, she's currently she's currently with both the Salvatores, which makes me scared. So,
yeah. That's not any other person would be better at caring for this woman. God damn.
Someone get her to Meredith, please, and thank you.
God, yeah, she needs medical attention, you losers.
Yep.
Stop meddling.
I don't know why they have taken her to Elena's house, but we will figure it out. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to our newest $7 patron, Greg Lautner. Ooh.
Bam, 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 bam. Thank you to April Dobrev.
Pew, pew, pew. Thank you to Kristen Stewart.
Boom, bam, bam, bam. Thank you to Callista Lockwood.
Ow. Thank you to Sean Salvatore.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ow. Thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Pew. Thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ow. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Ow. Thank you to Emily O'Zara.
Ooh, and last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ivashkov.
Pew, pew, pew.
So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to get
Great.
that out of the way.
Cool.
This is this is from the author Please Be Kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It is titled Be Still, and it was published in 2012, right after this episode, actually.
Oh, God.
The summary is, missing scene from episode 320. I'm still shaking like a leaf, but this needed to be written.
Oh, God.
There's only one chapter. Again, I'm sorry. Rick, nothing. Not a stir. The combination of the sedative and the alcohol, and the nearly being dead anyway, had him held down and under. Damon shook him a little. Too soon, not yet. Alaric, nothing. Damon let his tears fall while he finished the bottle, wiped them away with his sleeve, and recorked the empty. It took him a long moment to get to his feet, but Damon did it. Couldn't stay, now. Alaric would die alone. Everyone did, really, and he'd done what he could. Stayed until Alaric was asleep. Crouching, Damon paused to smell, for the last time, the scent that was Alaric's and no one else's. That low scent of spice and salt and something else. And beneath that, now, ash. The scent that followed death around. Damon pressed his forehead to Alaric's shoulder. I love you, he said. Wish I'd said it before you fell asleep. Sleep tight, be still. Surely, Alaric wouldn't find himself on the other side. He would just go, be at peace. Standing, Damon reached a hand out to the cold stone to hold himself up. He used it to propel himself along the wall to the door and pushed through, gasping. Over, now, all over. Stupid human. Stupid, stubborn human. Stupid, stubborn, beautiful human. End scene.
I feel like you like to log on here just to hurt sometimes. You know?
Listen, the things that I find, I don't even have an AO3 account. I probably should at this point. It's been 8 years.
Yeah, could you imagine the stats you would have had if you got one from the beginning?
I just come on every Saturday and I try to find painful things.
Sure.
Not
it's hard work,
things,
but somebody's got to do it. Yeah.
Not sexual things per se.
Sure.
Just really sad things.
Yeah.
Because nobody sends me funny things anymore. So I have to find things that I like, that I personally read, which is the yearning and the painful things.
Sure.
And then I get to make you suffer with me.
Yeah.
And the author, please be kidding, really encompass that for me.
Yeah. That is true. That's very well-rounded. Got it from all angles, you know?
Yeah. Well, friends, you have some great things to start you off this year. You've got thrillers. You've got fish. And to me, that really sums up the show.
Oh, yeah.
So go out and enjoy. Tell your friends about the show. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ooh. Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.